You have probably seen the headlines lately. They are everywhere. They are on your social media feeds. They are in your video recommendations. They are filled with words like ban, grounded, and illegal. It is enough to make any drone pilot want to sell their gear immediately. People are panicking. They are looking for other brands. They are worried that their expensive drones will turn into paperweights tomorrow. But before you do anything, you need to stop. You need to breathe. You need to look at the facts. There is a lot of noise right now. Most of that noise is wrong. It is designed to get clicks. It is designed to make you feel afraid. In this first part, we are going to look at exactly what is happening with DJI in the United States. We will look at the laws. We will look at the dates. Most importantly, we will look at why your current drone is still perfectly fine to fly. Let's start with the big date. It was December 23, 2025. On that day, DJI was officially put on the FCC covered list. This happened because of the 2025 National Defense Authorization Act. This sounds very scary. It sounds like a final judgment. But you have to understand how the government works to understand why this happened. It was not because a secret spy chip was found. It was not because your drone is sending your backyard photos to a foreign base. It was actually a mistake of paperwork and politics. There was a section in the law called Section 1709. It said that a national security review had to be done on DJI. The law gave a deadline. But the law did not say which agency had to do the work. DJI actually asked for the review. They went to the Department of Homeland Security. They went to the Department of Defense. They even went to intelligence agencies. They said, please, audit us. But because no single agency was officially in charge of the task, nobody did the review. The deadline came and went. Because the review was not finished, an automatic trigger went off. This is a fail-safe in the law. Since no one could prove the drones were 100% safe by the deadline, the law forced them onto the list. This was a procedural failure. It was driven by a clock, not by a crime. It was driven by geopolitical pressure. There is a lot of tension right now. Politicians want to look tough. Placing a big foreign company on a restricted list is an easy way to look tough. But we have to look at the history of testing. The Pentagon has tested DJI drones before. They looked at the government edition models. Do you know what they found? They found no evidence of data being sent away. They found no malicious code. In fact, they recommended them for government use at the time. DJI has also added many security features over the years. They have a local data mode. This keeps everything on the drone. They have offline operation. They use high-level encryption. They even turned off automatic cloud syncing for US users. So, if the drones are safe, why the ban? The ban is about the future, not the present. This is the most important part for you to understand. Being on the FCC covered list means DJI cannot get new equipment authorizations. This affects their ability to import and sell new models in the US. This is why we did not see the Mini 5 Pro or the Mavic 4 Pro in American stores. The government is stopping the new. They are not stopping the old. If you already own a DJI drone, the law does not take it away. Your Mini series is still legal. Your Mavic Air and Mavic Pro are still legal. Your Inspire, your Avata, and your FPV drones are all still legal. There is no kill switch in the software. The government cannot remotely brick your device. The FAA still recognizes your registration. You can still fly for fun. You can still fly for work. Nothing has changed for the drone that is sitting on your shelf right now. However, we must be honest about the long term. Just because it is legal today does not mean there are no challenges. If DJI cannot sell new drones, their business in the US will shrink. This might mean that firmware updates come out more slowly. It might mean that the DJI apps are harder to find on the Apple App Store or Google Play Store. You might have to find different ways to install them. It also means that spare parts might get more expensive. If no new drones are coming in, the parts for the old ones become more valuable. These are things you should plan for. You should back up your apps now. You should buy a few extra propellers and batteries while you can. This is called being prepared. It is not the same thing as panicking. Panicking is selling your drone for half its value because you are afraid. Planning is keeping your drone and making sure you can use it for the next 3 years. We also have to look at how much the US relies on these drones. It is not just about hobbyists. It is about public safety. Nearly 90% of police and fire departments in the US use DJI. Why? Because the alternatives are not as good. American-made drones are often 3 times the price and half as capable. If the government forced every police station to ground their DJI drones, it would be a disaster. Search and rescue teams use these to find missing people. Farmers use them to check crops. Construction crews use them to stay safe on job sites. The film industry relies on them for every big movie you see. A total, immediate removal of DJI would hurt the US economy and public safety. This is why a total ban on existing gear is very unlikely. The pressure from these industries is too high. The government knows this. They are focusing on stopping new sales, but they are leaving current owners alone for now. You also have to consider the spyware narrative. It makes for a great movie plot, but it doesn't hold up in the real world of professional cinematography. If these drones were truly stealing data, the thousands of tech experts who use them would have found it by now. People have taken these drones apart. They have analyzed the data packets. They have watched the network traffic. No one has found a smoking gun. What we have is a trade war. We have 2 big powers fighting over who controls technology. You are caught in the middle of that fight. But your job is to be a creator. Your job is to get the shot. Your gear is a tool. As long as that tool works and is legal to fly, you should use it. Don't let a headline stop your creative flow. In the coming months, you will hear more rumors. You will hear people say the ban is growing. You will hear that the government is going after hobbyists. Most of this is just talk. The legal process is very slow. Even if they wanted to ground every drone, it would take years of court battles. DJI is a huge company with a lot of money for lawyers. They will fight this every step of the way. In the meantime, the sky is still open. You are still a pilot. Your Mavic 3 is still the best camera in the sky for the price. Your Avata is still the most fun you can have with goggles on. Do not let the fearmongers win. They want you to be afraid so you keep watching their videos. They want you to keep clicking. But the truth is much simpler. The situation is complicated for the company, but it is simple for the user. Keep flying. Keep filming. If you are a professional, you should have a backup plan. That is just good business. Maybe you look at a second brand just in case. But you don't need to dump your DJI fleet today. You should focus on making content. You should focus on the new technology that is coming, even if it might be harder to get. There is so much innovation happening right now. While the politicians are arguing, the engineers are still working. They are building things we never thought were possible. They are pushing the limits of what a camera can do. And that is what we are going to talk about next. We are going to move away from the boring laws and the scary headlines. We are going to talk about the future of flight. We are going to talk about a drone that could change how we see the world. It is called the Avata 360, and the leaks are absolutely incredible.